Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making smart online payments. Shop online from anywhere using your CBZ Bank Visa card. CBZ Bank, partner. A bank that's in sync with your lifestyle. We understand your unique requirements and the high level of service that you deserve. Our dedicated relationship officers are ready to grow your wealth and give you sound investment advice designed to support your business, asset acquisition goals, and the life you want to lead. Reach for the stars. Apply for the CBZ Prime account. CBZ Bank. Partners for success.
Hosts the Lomagundi Bisons and the visiting St. John's Rams. Well, coming to you live
Bring it to you raw and real, giving you the energy, everything your eyes will see. Bring it to you raw and real, giving you the energy, everything your eyes will see.
starting with Lomagundi Bisons at number 1, Emmanuel Tagarira.
In unity, our community has shown our ability with Sean, predicting things, still we rise with determination.
5,
What are you trying to think?
6,
Roll, we gon' make it blow.
7, Katolo Bola, 8, Rufaro TV, 9, Tanaka Mzito, 10, David Vanyeruke,
Welcome to the show.
11, Ed Mosikaoke, 12, the captain Zibai Makunike, 13, Curtis Mashonganyika, 14, Denzel Ngara, and 15, Miguel Magana. The St. John's Rams lining up as Chiramba Nekomo at 1, Mukumba at hooker, and Mangwiro tight at prop at 3. There's a debut from Mahachi at lock, standing in for Rutland, who had gone on tour to South Africa. There's Obuno at 5, Kinoshita at 6, Flower at 7, Spagnolo at 8. Scrub half is Chisi. Sapo at 10, Vicky 11, Ndlovu 12, Etlin 13, Chiro 14, and the fullback Dutoy. And on the bench for St. John's, there's Takaindisa, Mubata, Mashangwa, Radland, Manning, Eckhart, Chikumba, and Kawanzarua. So, as we wait for the two teams to come onto the field, starting with the visitors, the St. John's Rams, who will be playing in their traditional white tops with a green hoop at the midriff. And they'll be coming in onto the field from the right-hand side of the field to the left. The Lomagundi Bisons in their traditional green with golden trim, who had been involved with the Junior Sables teams at the South African Schools Weeks. The hosts, of course, led by Marvin Churume, and the visitors by Gavin Nyawata, with Max Matsiba assisting him. Quite a brains trust in anyone's book. As we wait for the game to start, it'll be St. John's to kick off from the left of your screen to the right. Sapo, the fly half. And we're off. Sapo to kick to the near side of the field. Kick well recovered by Edmos Gauge, the younger brother of Sable's hero, Edward. Very good kick that was by Miguel Mavera. Is that a 50-22 early on? Oof. Just about gathered by the St. John's backfield. And that is an exit. Much to the relief of any of you of St. John's following. So that will be a line out to Lomagundi just on the St. John's 10. As we wait for the throw to come in from Kelvin Suera. Not going to hand. Recovered there by St. John's. Very well contested. Good solid carry. And the tackle coming in from Ashonganyika. And this will be another exit from Sapo. Kicks to the middle. Ball be carried back by the fullback. Mavera playing with Sikauke, but right over goes number 14 from St. John's, Chiro, lying over the ball, not keeping his feet. First carry from Akunika, the captain. This is Lomagundi on the attack, just short of the St. John's 22. Goes straightening off the line, this by Lomagundi. Tagarira carrying it up. Back from the under 18 week, sorry. Yesterday they would have played against Namibia. St. John's continue to defend. This time they're back in the 22. Very important for them to hold on to their defensive shape. Very good. Aggressive defense there from St. John's, Bunu. But penalty's been given away. Very kickable penalty. Just 10 meters away from the St. John's try line. Wilson, they choose to carry with Tagarira. Tagarira to tap and go. Slow recycle there from Kandi. And a Gregan play that from the scrum half. St. John's plays. It's important for them to get out of that. There should be a penalty advantage. Ball not going to hand. Mokonike not gathering that. Can Gara finish it off? Yes, he can. And Kandi to draw first blood. Tenzongara scoring first. A period of sustained pressure coming right from the kick restart by the Bisons. And they're duly rewarded. Try on the far side by Denzel Ngara. Carrying on from a very good weekend last week, playing sevens at Peterhouse. He's a man you don't leave with much space. He doesn't need that much. As we wait for the kick to come over from Tanaka Ruzito. Right-footed kick. And that is true. You'll hear that from the Lomagundi parents on the far side of the field. They'll tell you what they thought of that kick. So it is Lomagundi with 3.5 minutes gone, leading by 7 points to 0. Very important now for the on-field leadership from St. John's to show their mettle, to kick in. St. John's today opting not to start off with the boys who'd been away. The coach is showing faith with the boys who had stayed at school, at training. Attempted tap back that from Spagnolo. But that ball not going the... So that is a scrum to Lomagundi. First scrum of the game. The front rows of Tagarira, Siwera, and Nyahada up against Chirambane Komo, Mukumba, and Manguiro. Very important, very good strive. That is from Lomagundi. Play action developing on the far side of the field with the scrum half. Unable to hold on to that ball at the bottom of that, but unfairly contested that by St. John's. It's very important for them to maintain their discipline, because now they've given easy mileage to Lomagundi, and we've already seen Lomagundi are very capable of punishing you. Left footer kick that from the standing fly up, but not getting that ball out into touch, and recovered by Sapo, and he will exit, and Ruzito allowing that ball to bounce out, and that clearance from the St. John's fly off taking play just short of the Lomagundi 10. Gandhi will be disappointed. They lost out on that attacking opportunity. Now picked back a good 30 odd meters. Surely that pass went forward. Mashonganyika with a carry up. Ruzito with the quick recycle. Good fast rucks. This from Lomagundi. Mashonganyika finds Goba on the far side. Goba to clean that up. Much slower ruck. This from Lomagundi. They'll have to start again. Cleaners going off their feet, and that is a relieving penalty for St. John's. And this will be the first half they get to be in control of that ball in the Lomagundi half of the field. So Sapo will look to stabilize the situation. Does he get the ball out? No, he does not. Ball recovered by Mavera on that side, and we know he's a very capable kicker and runner. And he plays it safe. So St. John's get to recover this situation about 5 meters past the Gandhi 10. Ball not going to hand, but recovered at the back of that line out. St. John's in possession. Ball comes out. Sapo plays it out to the number 12. Ndlovu looks for Chiro. Taken down by the scrum half as play develops towards the middle. Good solid tackle there on Mukumba. Good defensive intensity this from Lomagundi early on. Good carry this by the number 11, Vicky. Eventually brought down. Good quick rocking this by St. John's. The Rams looking to get back into this match and get onto the scoreboard. Chance to play wide this time. Carried in by Etlin. As Mukumba finds Kinoshita, and the ball goes out. Bunu brought down. St. John's piling on the pressure as they play out to the short side. Penalty advantage, a second penalty. Lomagundi losing their defensive discipline. Good offload, that is. St. John's, can they maximize on this situation? Sapo plays onto the near side, out to the fullback. The fullback will take it and run. Good short run, channeling the first channel. Ball comes out to the tight head prop, Manguiro. Manguiro, yet another penalty advantage. But this one more central. That's a third in a row. St. John's with very good hands. Can they score? Yes, they can. St. John's scoring on the far side of the field, a period of sustained pressure. And it looks like the scorer there is number 4, Mahachi, on his first team debut. A youngster who's played a fair number of matches in the third, so this will be a poignant moment for him, holding his width on the far side of the field. Gandhi doing extremely well to pile on the pressure, forcing St. John's forcing Gandhi to make a number of mistakes, giving away a number of penalty infringements. The intensity telling on them. So the kick was unsuccessful. And it is the home side leading 7 points to 5. Gandhi will rue that penalty that did not go to touch earlier on. As the ball is recovered by the winger. Good solid run. This from Chiro. Working towards the middle of the field. Huge short side this, which the kicker, Sapo, will take. Ball recovered by Manyeruke. Good return there from Mavera, and Chiro knocking it on just short of his 22. That little game of kick tennis reaping huge rewards for the home side. And in this seesaw affair, it is Lomagundi back in the hunt with an attacking scrum, 15 meters infield on the 22. A massive short side for the 8th man if he wants to run. On this occasion, the platform was not steady, so that'll be a reset. Gandhi should be careful they don't give away the free kick here. They've already lost one promising attacking platform, and they were punished by St. John's working their way upfield. So Tagarira, very able scrummer, should hold on to this. 8th man does pick up, but he goes on to the far side. And play action with the between Tanaka Rizizo and Ed Mosigaoke. Not reaping fruits. They were looking to target that 10-12 channel. And unfortunately, the pass from Ruzizo not going to hand, and a little bit behind Sigaoke. Very difficult for the winger to control and bring in. And St. John's get the chance to exit as that one is fed in. Coming out to Sapo. Sapo's taking a good position. And his kick is dropped in turn by Sigaoke. It hasn't been the best patch of 40 seconds for the young winger. Good to see the leadership on the field coming across to encourage him, to tell him, hey, young'un, it's part of the cycle. It happens. Get your head back in it. Curiously, Lomagundi choosing to drop the blindside winger all the way back. And that over anxiousness to get a march on your front-head opponent. In this case, Manguiro giving away In fact, no Mangwiro, Chirambane Gomo giving away the Fulham penalty, which puts the Bisons back in attack on the 22. Oh, and that throw stolen right at the front by Bunu. St. John's to run it out with the flanker Flower. Good solid carry. Bunu to Sapo. Sapo at the back. Good carry there is by Etlin. Keeping his side on the front foot. That's Bunu again on the carry. To Mahachi. Out the back to Sapo. Another opportunity to test the Gandhi backfield. Skalke recovers it, gives it to Mavera. Mavera will kick at the fullback from St. John's to Toy. And Tutoy is taken late by Mavera. And that is a yellow card. So Lomagundi, it's about 19 minutes gone. Down to 10 men, to 14 men, sorry. Been watching too much of the Disky World Cup. So the Gandhi fullback, Mavera, the late tackle on his opposing number. We've got very able medical assistants here. Good to see he's moving. I'm seeing his legs are moving. Seems to be communicating with the medics. Of course, caution is the name of the game. If there is a suspicion that the young man was on the wrong end of a tackle such as that one, we do recognize and remove. So St. John's forced into an early substitution. These two sides, of course, taking advantage of this mini break, as it were, this fixture free to get in an extra fixture. We saw earlier on the thirds and the seconds playing, and St. John's winning the both. So the first team looking to make it a clean sweep, and the Bisons extremely keen to avoid that situation happening. The junior sides from St. John's and Gandhi not taking part in this, of course, with the strain on numbers. A number of the Gandhi juniors, I'm reliably informed, are taking part in the football tournament that's happening in Harare. Of course, with the pressure on numbers, you find that a number of these boys are forced to play more than one sporting code. As the young man Tutoy is taken off, St. John's are forced into an early substitution, and I'm yet to see who's taken his place on the field. So St. John's will take the penalty from where the ball landed. Chigumba has come onto the field, which puts Vicky back in the fullback position by the look of things. Chigumba going to the wing. So this will be allowed now to be thrown in by Mukumba. Mukumba finding Bunu early, and that's a good solid multi-fence there from Gandhi initially, putting a lot of pressure on that, forcing the St. John's more sideways. St. John's will bring that out without really gaining ground. There is a move again down the back line, and Vicky to step in, and he'll score a second try. So that is the second time we've seen Lomagundi exposed on that side of the field. Very clean hands from the St. John's backline. Doing really well to contain what could have been a difficult situation where Lomagundi initially looked like they controlled and restrained the St. John's more, forcing it wide initially and laterally. Lomagundi will be disappointed in the way that their defense got sucked in and they allowed so much space, and especially where you're not looking to come up as hard and as flat as most defenses would. Lomagundi would have been keen to see the St. John's backline out into touch. So that is something that I'm pretty sure the coaches would be looking at, especially from Gandhi. That kick was not successful. So that's both St. John's tries not converted. Gandhi are still within 3 points and still very recoverable before halftime. So the scrum after kick. Well defended that by Skauke. Keeping St. John's in their half. St. John's still trying to exit under pressure. But this time, Bunu is able to find the line break. The scrum half will dance, he'll zag. But eventually taken in by two. Mashonganyika tries to get over the ball, and indeed he does. Mashonganyika wins the race to get over the ball, and in discipline, back chat from the St. John's boys costs them a further 10 meters. And Lomagundi will stabilize the situation. They'll slow everything down. And they will look to kick for touch, try and rescue the situation. Remember, Lomagundi are down to one man. They really do not need to play that much. And they do not need the game to go that fast. They really want to contain this. They really want to use that potent tight five to suck in as many of those St. John's players as possible and then create a one-on-one situation for either Makunike or Mashonganyika outside. But unfortunately, that throw going over the catcher and St. John's to recover it in the backfield. Played out by the scrum half. Out the back to Sapo. Another dangerous backline move. Vicky to go again. And he's through. And Vicky scores a third try for St. John's, this time under the posts. That's the third time we've seen backline passing from right to left. Crisp hands. Reminds me of my days. Knocked out most of those anyway. But yeah. Very enterprising play that from St. John's. That's the third try scored on that side of the field. Gandhi, you need to do a lot better in terms of covering Gara on that far side. And that is converted. Taking the score now to 17 points to 7. The visitors ahead. As that kick is taken. Very good chase there from the Gandhi 8th man. Chibi. St. John's trying to create an angle for themselves, working to the far side of the field. Good solid work there from the outside center, Edlin. Gandhi will be desperate to contain this situation and ride it out until they're back to a full complement of men. Sapo, did the ball go backwards? It'll be an attacking scrum to Gandhi. Number of heads seem to be going down. It's important now for the on-field leadership from the Bisons to kick in and show that they do have control over the situation. Another substitution that we see can't quite make out the number of the players come off from St. John's. Looks like the inside center and Ndlovu's gone off. Not quite sure what happened to him. Doesn't seem to be, not sure whether he was injured or that's tactical. So St. John's with the feed, but that one has gone down. And it will be reset by the referee. Absolutely important to close that gap between the two sets of front rows. You've got some very big boys trying to steal a march on the opposite number. Ball comes out to Sapo, Sapo around the back to Ndlovu. And that is kicked through by Makunike. Can he fall on it? Yes, he can. And that is Lomagundi getting a try back on the transit. A rare mistake from the back line. Trying to play to the near side. Ball not going to hand. And Makunike sharp to it as ever, showing his experience. A young man who just yesterday was playing against Namibia after the academy week, kicking the ball through to fall on it and bringing the score back to a margin of 5. With the kick to come from Ruzidzo. That looks true, and that is 14 points to 17. The hosts are closing the gap on the scoreboard to 3. I've got some very strange and disreputable citizens behind me, begging for a shout out. Dwa Dwa, you're the man. Good hanging kick that from the restart. Recovered by Sigalke. Much better hands from the young man this time. Mashonganyika with a good clearing kick. Covered by the 15. Looks like Dutoy is back on the field. So it was Dutoy who came on for Chigumba. Good to see that he's able to move around on his own juice. Once again, St. John's looking to launch an attack using that dangerous back line of theirs. But this time, for the first time, Lomagundi are well able to cover the threat of that right to left movement across the field. And this scrum will be fed in by the scrum half, Rosito. Just short of the halfway, about 10 meters in from the far side. Massive short side for an 8th man. They opt not to go there. They opt to go to the back line. Oh, Ngara covered there. Mavera was back on the field. The ball comes to the short side. Makunike covered this time. Eventually recovered by Ruzito. Though I'd have thought that was kicked forward by the man coming through. Ruzito finds space on the fringe. Just about able to get the ball back to his teammates. But covered by the St. John scrum of Cheesy. Ball comes out to the fly half. To Makunike. Makunike with the extra man, the flanker on that side. Well covered by Vicky on that side. Good defense this from St. John's. Lomagundi are able to draw that penalty advantage. The referee doing his best to get out of the way. And does that chip stay in? Waiting for the decision from the referee. Is he satisfied that that is a try? He's taking advice from his assistant on that far side. The Bisons are very confident that they've scored. Not scored as the referee judges. So come back to that first penalty that the Bisons had drawn for a high shot. Or a seatbelt tackle, I should say. High shot implies something completely different. As the ball is tapped, the hooker able to recycle. Tagarira well over the ball. Ruzito goes to the near side. Good drive in the post contact by the Gandhi boys, holding on to the ball and buying the cleanest time to arrive. Gandhi to carry through the middle. Shogayika to offload. And that is a try. And Gandhi lead once again. What an offload that was from Shonganyika. Gandhi upping the intensity somewhat, not allowing the defense to settle or for men to nominate their runners. Well, a while ago, the Rams were looking comfortable. It is now the Bisons with the opportunity to go 4 points ahead. And Ruzito will convert to take the score to 21 points to 17. And the parent support group from Gandhi are up on their feet. They are believing again. In fairness, they never really stopped believing. They were shouting for the boys when things were tight. It was 17 points to 7. They were very vocal. So Sapo to come to the near side. Spagnolo challenging, but he doesn't arrive on time. Seems to have picked up a knock. Looks a bit winded. On the far side, the ball is contested and open. And this is Ngara to go, and he kicks it out on the full. Spagnolo, in the meantime, seems to have collected something to the throat, and in that contest for the high ball against Sigalke. Gandhi are looking really dangerous on the transition right now. Their tails are up, they're smelling blood. So the throw to come in. Mukumba off the top to Sapo. Sapo will play with Ndlovu. Ndlovu to Etlin. Etlin to Dutoy. Dutoy finds his number 14. Chiro tests through one. He'll test through a second. He'll beat a third. Can he zig? Can he zag? Can Chiro take advantage of this? Can his cleaners arrive on time? Indeed they do. Ball is rescued. Penalty advantage to St. John's. Just on the 22. The Rams still on the attack. Spaniolo. 3 players over him. Just about recovered by St. John's. The lucid prop. Chiramba Negumo taking the ball up. Out to the tighter prop. Out to the fly half. Mahachi on debut. Pull out the back to Etlin. Etlin to Vicky. Vicky can get a hat trick. Stop short. Stop short. And beautiful counter-attacking that is from the wide side defense from the Bisons. And we'll come back to an earlier penalty advantage. As we draw towards the halftime break, what are St. John's going to do? Are they going to kick for poles? Kind of close the gap on the scoreboard and make it achievable? Indeed, they do. You always use the first half to accumulate points and then launch your attacks from the second half. And it looks like St. John's will kick. They will take the penalty goal with the outside center, Etlin. About 15 meters in and 30 meters out. Good measured cadence. And he splits the poles, and that is St. John's narrowing the gap to just 1 point. 21 points to 20. This CBZ schoolboy rugby fixture proving to be everything rugby is about at schoolboy level in Zimbabwe. Scrum off Ruzito to restart. And again, he comes to the near side. That'll just about make the 20, make the 10. Skalke not able to gather. Chiro plays it to his forwards in the middle. St. John's will continue to work in the middle and split the Lomagundi defense in two. Lomagundi with some excellent line pressure driving the St. John's attack backwards. But eventually St. John's able to win the collision. Beautiful carry that from the lucid prop. Can his clean arrive on time? Scrum off, makes a decision to play quickly. The front row counterpart, the tight end prop plays on. Ball comes out to Bunu. Bunu to Dutoy. Dutoy will offload. Sapo to go to the other side. St. John's using the hooker again and offload. And unfortunately, Kinoshita adjudged to have knocked that on. And that'll give Lomagundi a chance to stabilize the situation and get out of this really tight spot that they're in. It's a scrum in the middle of the field, just short of their 10. Mavera does have the kicking range to go for that 50-22 right now. The St. John's backfield is split in two. And I see Vicky has come up. So there is no one behind him. So on the far side of the field, there is the opportunity for Mavera to go for that 50-22. But instead, they opt to take the halftime. And he'll kick it out. And we go into the halftime break with the hosts, Loma.
Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making smart online payments. Shop online from anywhere using your CBZ Bank Visa card. CBZ Bank, partners for success. A bank that's in sync with your lifestyle. We understand your unique requirements and the high level of service that you deserve. Our dedicated relationship officers are ready to grow your wealth and give you sound investment advice designed to support your business, asset acquisition goals, and the life you want to lead. Reach for the stars. Apply for the CBZ Prime account. CBZ Bank, partners for success.
Predicting things, still we rise with determination. What are you trying to make it grow? We gon' make it blow, giving you the highlight glow. Welcome to the show. What are you trying to make it grow? We gon' make it blow, giving you the highlight glow. Welcome to the show. Shanda, shanda, shanda. Hey, shanda, shanda, shanda. Hey, tamba, 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 ora. Bamba, bamba, bamba. Taking care of our own. In the land receives a song with love and strength we have grown. In unity our community has shown. Our ability we've shown. Predicting things, still we rise with determination. What are you trying to make it grow? We gon' make it blow, giving you the highlight glow. Welcome to the show. What are you trying to make it grow? We gon' make it blow, giving you the highlight glow. Welcome to the show. Shanda, shanda, shanda. Bamba, bamba, bamba. Shanda, shanda, shanda. Hey, tamba, 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 pura. Vamba, vamba, vamba.
Welcome back to the second half of this CBZ Schoolboy Rugby fixture between the hosts, the Lomagundi Bisons, and the St. John's Rams. We see St. John's on the attack early, trying to release that backline once again. Good solid hit through. Etlin on Makonike. Makonike getting his head on the wrong side. But Warrior, that he is back up on his feet. Doesn't look too healthy right now, though. Very solid and able tackler is Ziwai Makonike. Captain, and in his last year at the Bisons, played at the Academy Week just last week and yesterday. In the meantime, an attempt at a quick tap off that free kick. The ball doesn't go to hand. Scrum off trying to find his captain, but not realizing that his captain wasn't at his healthiest state and not really aware of where he was. The ball goes out for a throw-in, a relieving throw-in, to be taken by Takai Ndisa. Another of the kids who was playing for the under 18 side at the Academy Week just yesterday. Good solid carry up by the number 20 Manning. Another of the boys who've come on. St. John's ringing the changes during the halftime break, bringing on the boys who'd been involved. And there we see Edlin with yet another carry. Edlin offloading to Vicky for his hat-trick. And that is a hat-trick. Yet another try for St. John's and a hat-trick to the winger on this side, Vicky. Beautiful carry and line break by Edlin. Forward momentum created initially by young Manning, the loose forward. So as I was saying earlier, St. John's had held back a number of the boys who had gone on tour with the under 18 side and putting them on in the second half. Obviously, the coach is showing faith with the boys who've been training all week, and they did extremely well to keep the Bisons within punching range. And in no time at all, maybe 2 minutes gone into the second half, the visitors have regained the lead. As a kick comes over from Etlin. Beautiful kick. Takes the score to 27 points to 21. One doesn't want to talk about the gift that keeps on giving, but yep, that is what we give you on Cairo Sports. This fixture on the fixture-free weekend, bonus fixture, showing all the good things we know Zimbabwean schoolboy rugby to be about. As St. John's recover that ball just about to Spaniolo, gaining a crucial mileage once again. Beautiful play that is. The 8th man from Gandhi making that hard tackle, Rufaro Chibi. As the ball is juggled by the man on debut, Mahachi, and try scorer. Scorer of the first try, I should say. So that'll be fed into the scrum by Lomagundi just on the St. John's 10. Good solid drive that is from the St. John's pack. Makuri gets carried through the middle and unable to find Mashonganyika. Ball recovered by the fly half Manyeruke. Manyeruke trying to play with Sigalki on that far side. Excellent counter ruck again coming from Yolo. Good patient build up this. With Takaindisa. Slow ball. Pretty weirdish looking box kick that from the St. John scrum half. GC. Box kick just into the 22. Surprisingly. Or just short of the 22, I should say. There's a ball goal. Oh, that was a beautiful kick for touch from the winger, Chiro. Initially, I thought that had gone out on the full. Measuring it to a T and gaining some valuable real estate for the visitors, forcing the hosts back into their half just on the 10. The throw to be taken by Siwera as we wait for one of the Gandhi fours to get his laces done. Time back on. Just about able to get that ball up, but straight at the man. John's doing really well to contest that. As Johns continue to ring the changes, we see the fly of Sapo coming off. The scrum half Chisi was played extremely well. This is his path to recovery, having fractured his hand earlier on. This is only his second match in the regular season. I think he fractured his hand during Derby Day. Good to see the young man playing extremely well and trusting that wrist. Another good carry from Etlin. But his cleaner's not arriving on time, and in fact, that was knocked on the floor. Good pressure coming in from the Gandhi boys. So in the reshuffle of the Gandhi backline, we see number 22 Chigumba has come on, and Sapo has come off. So Dutoy has got to fly half. The winger Chiro has gone to fullback. Vicky, has gone to fullback. Mashonganyika covers that kick over. Quick. Unfortunately knocked down by Ruzito, but there's a penalty advantage. I'm pretty sure Gandhi will kick this into touch and create that more as a platform. Try and suck in as many John's defenders as they possibly can. They opt for the scrum. So the pressure's on the Gandhi front row of Tagarira, Suera, and Yahada to contain the pressure from the John's front row of Chirambane Gomo, Makumba, and Mangwiro much better than they did on the previous occasion. And they do beautiful scrum, that is. Ball comes out. Mashonganyika to take on the line. Finds a space. Eventually brought down. Makurike, can he find separation there? Eventually brought down just over the 22. Penalty advantage to Gandhi Bisons. They continue to work on the far side. Edlin has stayed down. And the Bison score! The Gundy Bisons are 26-27. Download the kick to come. A very important kick. Beautiful play that was. Trying to work out who the scorer was. It looks like. Trying to work out whether it was a tighted prop or the scrum half on that far side. I wasn't able to work out who it was. So it's number 6, Tinashe Mukuyu, the scorer of that try. And the kick does go over. It is 28 points to 27. We're halfway through the second half. Now they carry the short side for. And that is a try to St. John's. Didn't take them long to get back in the lead. 32 points to 28. Who would be a coach? Who would be a coach? Let's wait for the kick from Eckert. The replacement scrum half. Another of the under 18 returnees. But this kick does not find its mark, so it is a margin of 4 points. The visitors in the lead with just over 12 minutes to go. It is the host trailing 28 points to 32. Another high-scoring match. As Ruzito kicks off to the far side, gets over the 10, well recovered, and beautifully timed hit by Mashonganyika. St. John's to slow this recycle down. Beautiful hanging. Box kick gives his players time to get there, and Tagaindisa does arrive on time. Ball recovered by St. John's. Penalty advantage to St. John's. And they'll slow it down. No need to rush. Toy to take a kick to the far side, and indeed he does find touch. About 20 meters short of the Lomagundi try line. Each side matching the other in terms of intensity. As St. John's take a 5-man line out. Rudland is found. Yet another under 20 returnee. Chakaindisa runs through the middle. Does he score? Yes, he does. And Gandhi gets separation on the scoreboard. It is now 37 points to 28. The visitors showing the class that they had on tour. Right now, Gavin Yawata looking like Rasi Erasmus, holding back on a number of his star players, his senior players. The boys have gone on tour, giving a number of junior players an opportunity and a platform to perform. And indeed, those boys repaying the faith as that kick goes through. 37 points to 28. The difference that the seniority is bringing, proving to be the difference between the two sides. There's definitely an upward movement on the needle. Rusitso to kick to that far side. But this time the ball not recovered by Gandhi, and unfortunately, Manning will knock it. No, not Manning. Eckhart will drop that ball just after the tackle. And that'll be a scrum to Lomagundi. They're about 5 meters outside the St. John's 22. Very important scrum for Lomagundi. Last time they were in this position in the first half. Well, in fact, it's a first knock by St. John's. All right. So St. John's, 8th man pick up onto the short side. St. John's slowing it down, going through the phases, getting over the ball first. Eckhart will switch the ball back to the short side to play with this right side winger. Once again, working through the middle, finding the men over. Mubata, very good strong carry, but unfortunately isolated at the bottom. And the referee running out of patience, and a yellow card has been flashed. I think something was said by Rutland. And that knock-on has been, so they've been marched a further 10 meters by the referee. Absolutely important to show respect to the match officials. You don't mumble at them like they do in Diski. So Rutland reminded of that. So Lomagundi with an important scrum down with 8 minutes, just over 7 minutes to go. Important to hold on to this ball. Good scrum. Mashonganyika runs a short line with one man to beat. And he will beat him. And Mashonganyika to squander the balls. And that is a try to Lomagundi. Beautiful play. Beautiful running line from Mashonganyika, coming short, targeting that short angle and getting in on the soft shoulder from the St. John's defenders, who probably turned in too quickly. Curtis Mashonganyika. So with this kick, Rosuzzo brings it back to a 4-point game. It is now 35 points to 39. 6.5 minutes to go in this game. It is anyone's match. You get the feeling that whoever puts points on first from this point on will take it. St. John's, absolutely important that they recover this kick. Lomagundi, imperative that they regain this delivery. Easy kick for Gandhi to recover. Ooh, allowing it to bounce. Sigauke, clever not to kick it, but as that ball is recovered by the right side winger from St. John's, working to the side. Eckhart to recycle that ball under pressure. Mubata, good solid carry through the middle to tidy up the situation. Again, he gets isolated. Cleaner going off feet, just as he had done the last time Mubata had carried that ball. And that's yet another penalty to Lomagundi. The last time this penalty happened, Lomagundi were able to get upfield, force a scrum, and go score. Can they do it again? And off the scrum, Lomagundi have asked, of the penalty, I should say, Lomagundi have asked for a scrum. The hosts are certainly feeling themselves off this phase. Huge short side. If I was the 8th man, I'd be looking at it. Tried to set up Ngarona one-on-one. Big pressure coming. Gandhi choose to play on the far side. Makunike unable to find Mavera. As the ball comes out. Is that a high shot? Yes, it is. Yet another penalty drawn by the Bisons. Still the penalty advantage. Mavera, not enough of an angle to get that 50-22. And we will go back to that initial penalty advantage for a high shot on the Gandhi loose head Mukuyu. Certainly the momentum has swung the way of the home side. Mashonganyika to go for a touch on the far side. Indeed he does. He gets touch on the 10. You can cut the tension with a knife right now. Everyone on site feeling that the next 2 minutes will decide how this match goes. Good throw over off the top, and the ball comes down to Mukuyu to carry it through the middle. Mubata just about handles him. Ball comes out to the fly off. Makunike trying to find Mashonganyika, running another short line, but this time handled. Good counteract. Important that he doesn't plant him. That tackle from Chigumba could have gone wrong in any number of ways. Ball juggled by the Bison, but he's just about able to handle it. Rosizzo trying to get that out. Yet another seatbelt tackle. And it is a penalty. We'll go to an earlier advantage for offside. Quick tap from Rosizzo to Tagarira. Tagarira isolated. Espanyolo gets over the ball first. Crucial double tackle that from the St. John's boy. Espanyolo getting over the ball first. Showing his class. And because of that, Dutoy gets an opportunity to kick into touch just over the halfway. Barely 2 minutes left in this one. I'm pretty sure Gandhi will be looking to contest right at the front. Try to get this ball back. Ooh, play action right at the front of that line out. And St. John's up, bundled into touch. Or it looks like, no, the ball came off a Lomagundi player. Sorry. So it's a St. John's throw into the line out to be taken by Tagarira. Finds this man at the back. The excellent debutant. Yet another carry by Mubata. Again, is isolated. But this time, St. John's able to get this ball back. Ball comes out to Ndlovu. Ndlovu takes on Mashonganyika. Just about dragged in Etlin. Etlin eventually brought up by Makunike. Ball comes out. Slow recycle that. Spaniolo's isolated. Again, St. John's are in danger of giving away the counter ruck. Slow ruck again. Mubata to Dutoy. Dutoy out the back to Takaindisa. And the winger on that side will work his way in. Chiro has had a beautiful game up to this point. Good solid carry from Manguiro. Manguiro just short. Is he going to get over? Yes, he does. Knocked on. No advantage for the penalty. So just to tap, they'll go. So there was an advantage for a high shot by one of the Lomagundi tacklers. So there was no advantage. We'll come again. Mubata, you set up. Lomagundi off the ball. Unfortunately, it was hands on the floor first. Eckhart to Ndlovu to step in. Can Tutu arrive on time? It is time up on the clock. Surely this must be the last play. And that is a try by St. John's. Okay. My mistake. We're playing. There is time left on the clock. My mistake. It's 35 minutes a half, not 30. So there's plenty of time for each side to either get separation or a turnover on the scoreboard. So Eckhart with the goal attempt, and indeed he does. So that is 46 points to 35. $11 points in it. So left at 9 minutes. Plenty of time for either side. Already we've seen 81 points on the score today. Another high return on your CBZ Schoolboy 2026 fixtures. This coverage exclusively on Cairo Sports, the Facebook page and YouTube channels. Cairo's nurturing champions. Would also like to take this moment to acknowledge our partners in this broadcast, Econet Wireless and the Scrummy app. Scrummy app, you can download it on your iOS or Play Store. Penalty advantage there to the Bisons. Just short of the 22. There's enough time to kick for Poles. Tagarira slow to come back up, and he's been a very important player for them. A very important carrier. Seems young Tagarira is in a fair amount of pain and not quite certain where he's hurt. So as I was saying earlier, you can download Scrummy app off your favorite download station. That is where you can play the predictor game. You can play fantasy rugby. Number of you are absolute gurus and you know everything there is about rugby selection and who's gonna win what. You can put your money where your mouth is and prove it by playing the fantasy game on Scrummy app. There's also a Nations Championship section as well as a Nations Cup section. Speaking of the Nations Championship, a number of fixtures happening earlier on. New Zealand played, as did Australia, France. I'm pretty sure that kicked off and that must be about to end now. Fixtures will carry on right through the afternoon, so even though there aren't that many fixtures happening locally, you can watch on your screens. And then later on tonight at 1:30, your Sables will be playing against the Eagles of the United States out in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure we're going to pluck those chickens. Sables looking to get their first win after coming also close against Tonga just last week. As we see our excellent medical team attending to young Tagarera, Emmanuel Tagarera. So there's that little break in play. The clock has stopped. And we will restart with the penalty that had been awarded to Lomagundi. I'm pretty sure in the meantime, cooler heads will have prevailed by now. There must have been a mumble coming through from their coach to take the points, perhaps narrow the score to a more manageable margin, and then attack again from that. It's only 11 points between. So if you take it to 8, it's more manageable. Then there is other school of thought that'll say it's all or nothing. Kick for the corner. Right now they're outside the 22, so they can get that line out from 5 meters out. And then they maul it over. And that'll bring the score back to a 3-point game. Then again, this being Zimbabwean schoolboy rugby, we go for the full dozen, not the 11. So, very brave decision that from Lomagundi. Although the scrumming stalwart Tagarira is coming off, they're bringing in young, I think it's young Mumengwegi. They've asked for the scrum. Yet again, there's a massive short side. Fed in by Ruzidzo, just fly half to Mashonganyika. Mashonganyika not really on the front foot on that occasion, more or less still. That one needs to be released. Indeed it is. Comes out to Mukoyo. Mukoyo getting between tackles. Slow rock on this occasion by the Bisons. Suera driven back. Ruzidzo takes it out, just 10. Mashonganyika on the chase. Ball bounce in the try box. And that is a try. And the Bison's gamble has paid off. That is why he gets paid the big bucks to make decisions like that. He knows his scrummages. Marvin Chirume asking the boys to take that scrum. They work towards the near side and then work back to the far side. Kick behind that high defensive line from St. John's into the space in the backfield. And the pacey Mashonganyika was the first to arrive. And the support from the far side will tell you the result of that kick. It is now 42 points to 46. Again, it's a 4-point game. With just about 5 minutes to go. Detroit to restart, and he goes deep. Finds Sigauke on the 22. Lomagundi with their tails up. Important that nobody goes off his feet there. Pass doesn't go to hand. Makunike just about wiggles through the tackle. Makunike with just a backliner to beat. That ball is not fully recovered. Ajash to be open. Lomagundi to play on the near side. Gara to work. Support eventually arrives. Box kick coming over. Does the number 8 arrive? Pushed off surely by Vicky, sorry. Pushed off the ball, surely. Oof. Not spotted by the assistant referee. So we'll come back to an earlier infringement. No penalty advantage. Ruzidzo with a quick tap. First Manyeruke to take the ball out. Finds Mavera running for the first time today. Not the best of passes to the tight head prop. Ball eventually recovered by Rosizzo to Manyeruke to recycle play on the far side. Mashonganyika will hand off a man, try to find Skalke. Skalke without space will bring it back in. Lomagundi on the hunt. Spagnolo tries to recover that but not getting in legally. Surely there was a no hands tackle there. That should have been a penalty to Lomagundi, but it goes to St. John's. There were no hands in that tackle, surely. Surely there were no hands in that tackle. And Mukuyu, I'm pretty sure right now, the captain Mukuyu is asking the question. And there will be a consultation with the assistant referee. I'm pretty sure the captain Ziwai Makonike, using all his experience, going to ask that question. The AR as well spotted some foul play. So there is a penalty to St. John's. The captain Tagaindisa is going to be told why this penalty is being given. And sanity does prevail. No arms in that tackle. So again, Lomagundi have asked for a scrum off this penalty. You can tell who's been working on their scrum moves all week. If you look at their attacking lineup, Makunike stacking right behind Manyeruke. They've brought Ngara in. It looks like Lomagundi have stacked all their backs on that side of the field. St. John's are refusing to take the bait because they do not want to leave a massive blind side. They've left two players on this side. They've got Tutoy and Chigumba, which means that they're putting a lot of faith in their ability to scramble onto the far side of the field if Lomagundi play onto that side. As the feed comes in, Ruzito play onto that side. Manyeruke finds Ngara. Ngara with the space. Ngara will run through. He beats three men. Ngara will score under the posts. And that is Lomagundi back in the lead. Yet again, that central scrum reaping massive fruits. St. John's do not have an answer to that offensive scrum from Lomagundi. You can see why every penalty they keep asking for a scrum. They've been working on their moves. They've been working on their backline variations, and they keep finding one-on-one situations for dangerous runners like Mashonganyika and Ngara. And Ngara is one of those players you do not want to leave running one-on-one. St. John's, of course, are reeling. They're looking up at the clock to see how much time there is. And this kick from Ruzito again through the post. Very good kicking by the young man so far. Oh, right now, I'm telling you, their tension. Skalke not as able to recover the kick on this occasion. He's done really well up to this point, but that ball coming off his chest and not forward, but out into touch, giving St. John's a lifeline. 3 points behind are the visitors. 49 points to 46. 95 points on the board if my O-level maths is anything to go by. Or is it grade 7 maths? Good throw to the back of that line now. Spaniolo gathers it. As a tight head Pro Manguiro peels round to play with the with this hooker Tangaindisa. St. John's coming back on this side. Looping pass. Pass doesn't really go to hand, but Govu to sweep up things. He's isolated. Can Gandhi get players over it? Just about cleaned up by the St. John's cleaners. Mashonganyika over the ball. Unfortunately, said to be off his feet. Tackler not releasing. On this occasion, surely Mashonganyika is cleanly over and he does win. A critical penalty, getting over the ball. And yet again, there's a consultation between the AR and the referee, and there is something that happened. So it is a penalty against Lomagundi. The Bisons really have to defend. So that false start, the referee needing to sort out his laces. Pass goes out to Manguiro. Manguiro just about brought down by Siwera. Slow wide rug from St. John's. Spagnolo to Tagaindisa. Tagaindisa. 3 men take him off. St. John's just shot. Is he over? No. Tagaindisa not releasing the ball at the bottom, and that is a penalty to the Bisons. The Bisons have been targeting that rug over the last few minutes, and they've chosen to live by the sword and die by the sword. The stadium clock showing that we are over time. Lomagundi once again asking for a scrum. I'm pretty certain they want to kick this ball out. I don't think they want to take chances with running a backline move once again. They're on their 5. St. John's trying to come through. And that ball will be kicked out. And is that the last play? Yes, it is. And the Bisons, the home side, have won an absolute humdinger. 49 points to 46. As the bench clears out to celebrate. Can't help wondering why the Bisons asked for a scrum when they could have just tagged it and kicked it out. But, wow. What a match that was. So, thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us from the team here on Cairo Sports. See you next week.
Enjoy the freedom and convenience that comes with CBZ Bank Visa. With Visa's convenient online payment system, you can make transactions from anywhere in the world with ease. You can pay for your education with a simple click. With your CBZ Bank Visa card, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to making smart online payments. Shop online from anywhere using your CBZ Bank Visa card. CBZ Bank, partners for success. A bank that's in sync with your lifestyle. We understand your unique requirements and the high level of service that you deserve. Our dedicated relationship officers are ready to grow your wealth and give you sound investment advice designed to support your business, asset acquisition goals, and the life you want to lead. Reach for the stars. Apply for the CBZ Prime account. CBZ Bank, partners for success.